Welcome to In Conversation with MANWAR podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the Do Not Be a Bystander campaign. You can join us in raising awareness about bullying by visiting the donotbeabystander.com, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay informed about upcoming episodes. Today's participants are Adria, Farifta, Raima, and Ziana. Our special guest for today's episode is Tanya Jacobson.
Welcome to our Bullying Awareness podcast. I'm your host, MANWAR Khan. Today I'm joined by four young individuals who are ready to share their thoughts and insights on the topic of loyalty. Loyalty is a term that refers to a sense of faithfulness and commitment towards someone or something. Today's participants are Adria, Farifta, Ziana, and Raima. Thank you guys for joining us today. Before we continue, I would like to introduce our special guest for today's podcast, Tanya Jacobson. Tanya holds a BA Communications from the Edward R. Murrow School of Communications at Washington State University, as well as a graduate certification in professional communications management from Royal Roads University. A native of Alberta, she has more than 25 years of experience in communications, public relations, event production, and marketing in the post-secondary sectors in Saskatchewan and Alberta. Tanya currently operates TJG Strategies, a strategic communications consulting firm in Lethbridge, Alberta. Many of our clients are from within public service and non-profit organizations. Thank you, Tanya, for joining us today. And Tanya will be shed some lights on the topic today. She will hear you guys, your response, and she will give our insights and any advice and tips. All right. So now that I have introduced our participants and guests, let's get started with the question. Loyalty represents commitment, trust, dedication to supporting and standing by someone through the ups and downs of their life. So my first question is, what does loyalty mean to you, Adria? And why loyalty is important value in relationship and friendship?
So, to me, loyalty means to be trustworthy and reliable to your friends and family. Even through hard times in your life, it's not like loyalty is like being like being supportive and being beside someone all the time, supporting them. And why loyalty is an important value in friendship and relationships is because loyal our friends and family, they need us at in many ways, and we should always be there for them and support them because yeah, they need us.
Right. Excellent. So this is important, right, for uh, building a relationship and also maintaining a relationship, right? Excellent. Thank you, Adria. So loyalty plays a vital role in building trust and establishing strong bonds with others. So my next question for Farifta is, how does loyalty contribute to building trust and strong bonds with others?
Thank you for the question. Loyalty helps build trust and strong bonds with others because it shows that we are reliable and committed to them. When we are loyal, we stick by their side through good times and bad, and we keep our promises. This consistency and faithfulness make others feel secure and valued. Knowing that they can count on us, trust is built over time through consistent loyalty, and it creates a deep connection between people, making relationships stronger and more meaningful. When others know we are loyal, they are more likely to trust and confident in us, fostering a sense of closeness and support. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Raifta. So, so teaching younger children about loyalty and its importance can help them develop a strong values and interpersonal skills. So my next question is for Ziana. How can we teach younger children about loyalty and its importance?
Thank you for the question. So, teaching younger children about loyalty and its importance can be done by being a positive role model and showing loyalty in your relationships with family, colleagues, and friends. You could also talk to them about the value of being there for others in both good and challenging times, and you could also use storytelling to share simple and relatable stories that show loyalty in action. And you could discuss the positive outcomes of being loyal. You could encourage teamwork and collaboration and really emphasize the significance of loyalty to each other's ideas and efforts. And by discussing the benefits of loyalty, like strong friendships and trust, children can understand its importance in their lives. Thank you. That is all.
Excellent. Great answer, Ziana. Thank you. So loyalty is a powerful human trait that can create strong connections and contribute to positive relationship. So my next question for Raima is, have you ever experienced a situation where someone's loyalty had a positive impact on you or vice versa?
Yeah, thank you for your question. Yes, I have experienced where someone's loyalty did impact me in a way that was very kind and it felt good. And it does happen. Like if I would, I my loyalty would impact someone else, it'd be the same way. Either way, it would benefit you and it would give a big impact on you. Even if you just be loyal to a stranger, it will impact them. Like if they're having a bad day and you show them some loyalty, then it will impact their day and turn it into a good day, and they will change. If they're being rude to people, you be loyal to them. Maybe you find out why they're being rude to people, and maybe you can help them understand that being loyal is important and it's not just for a relationship. It's really good. You like a part of a relationship is loyalty. If you don't have loyalty in a relationship, it's basically a fake relationship because loyalty is one of the main aspects of friendships and connections. Thank you. That's all for now.
That's the wonderful example and great answer. Thank you, Raima. So just wanna add something here for my four participants. Um, so just one example. If one of your friends, like if you have lots of friends at school, this is an example of loyalty. If somebody is talking bad about you in front of your friends, and one of your friend stand up and say, you are not there, you are not there, just so you know, and your friend take a stand and say, okay, no, Raima is not here, but she didn't do it, and I don't want to hear anything bad about Raima. That is an example of loyalty. That's just so you know. So I want you guys to think about it when you are talking about or thinking being a loyal. This is a easy start at whole school you can do and practice. If somebody's talking bad about someone, doesn't matter whether you are their friend or best friend or just a friend. If it is just a friend, still you can be loyal, and you're gonna say, I don't want to hear about that person's personal story, because in inside, because you're loyal to that person, right? All right, I don't have anything else to say. So we have completed the question, and we will now move to our final segment to our special guest, Tania. Tania will share some lights and thoughts on this topic.
Hi there. Well, it's my pleasure to take part in this podcast today. You all are amazing individuals in obviously your thoughts on many things, but loyalty obviously today is a topic of discussion. And I wanted to comment on a few things. For me, the idea of loyalty is really about sticking to your word. It's the idea that we do what we say we're going to do for our friends and family, and we ensure that if we make a promise, we keep it, because that's part of building the trust that all relationships depend on so much. The other thing I wanted to talk about is it's really about when we talk about standing up for our friends, and I think a couple of you mentioned, in hard times and in good times or bad, that's not always easy, and it's really about looking at that from the perspective of pushing us out of our comfort zones a little bit, but yet it's really core to building trust with our friends and family, and it's all what's the core of good, healthy relationships. So it is that part around sometimes being what isn't easy, but it's the right thing to do. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is that aspect of the gut check when it comes to loyalty, because as MANWAR was mentioning, it's not an easy thing to do at times when you're pushed out of your comfort zone, or when you're in a group of people and it's not, it might not be the popular thing to do. But really, it isn't oftentimes so much about it's not about going with the flow of what other people are doing. It's doing that gut check that says, this doesn't feel right for me. And I want to ensure that people know what my values are and what I stand for. And there are kind ways to say things to people to demonstrate that you support them, but maybe you don't agree with the particular act at that time, or something that's happening where someone is being critical of someone who's not in the room, like MANWAR mentioned. And I think that's an important part of really staying true to your core values and ensuring that people know what you stand for at the end of the day, because I think that creates domino effect in spreading positivity and ensuring people know that you're not part of that type of behavior, and that oftentimes shift people's that can shift other people's behavior as well, right?
True.
I also wanted to comment a little bit about, I think a lot of you mentioned the aspect of reliability, and that aspect of about why people like loyal friends is because that is an aspect of reliability and support, and that's what we all seek out, is safety and comfort and knowing that people have our back. And I think it was Rima that said loyalty feels good, and it really does. And I think that that's what it's about at the end of the day, is sharing that feeling, because who doesn't want to feel good, and who doesn't want to feel like they belong? And at the end of the day, that's really what being here is all about, is building healthy friendships, relationships with our family members, and being part of a broader community of support. So all are excellent examples of the fact that I feel like the future is in good hands with people like you.
Thank you, Tania. Anything else? Sorry.
No, I think the last part I had here was just basically that to be loyal is also about being connected to those around us, and that aspect of sharing in common values and that sense of belonging is really what makes us human. And I think that that's the part that sometimes we feel alone, and that seeking out those connections, that I think you'll find that you'll find those like-minded people out there that do align with you and your values, and that's where the core of true friendships start.
Yep. Excellent. Participants here, Farifta, Adria, Ziana, Raima, any questions for Tania?
No, but thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you for your time.
Excellent. All right. So we have come to the end of our podcast. I'd like to thank our participants, Adria, Farifta, Ziana, and Raima, and also thank our special guest, Tania, for joining us the podcast today. And thank you so much for listening today's episode. Before we wrap up, I would like to remind our listeners that there are several resources available to help individuals dealing with bullying. The Government of Alberta has a bullying helpline and which provides the support and advice to those experiencing bullying, and that helpline can be reached at 1-888-456-2323. Bullying is a violation of human right. Under no circumstances is bullying acceptable. As a community, we have a shared responsibility to take a stand against bullying and refuse to be a bystander. Thank you again for joining in conversation with MANWAR Khan, and see you next week. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.